Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Well, Jim, I'm back on the show, and I'm happy to talk to you.
How did your annual general meeting go?
Well, that was good. It's excellent. We had a majority that put the directors back in and approved everything that was on the agenda and gave me a chance to update the shareholders and the directors that attended. So it was an excellent meeting. And one of the things that I actually saw before we went into the meeting was a graph on called the cold hard truth, and it basically says, once an investor darling, Canada's mining sector is losing its luster and funding. So they had a chart out here that shows what was raised by these mining companies from 2011 to 2019. And it was $8 billion in 2011, slipped to half of that in 2012, and half of that again to 2013. Then it bounced around between $2 and $4 million up till 2018. But the real teller on this thing is the last bar chart, and I'm going to include this with the podcast. It shows that only $635 million was raised so far in 2019, which says it's going to be the lowest level ever if it projects onward that way. And they're talking only about deals that closed at more than $1 million. So we'd be included in that. But it really shows the dismal shape of the market at this time. And I've been talking about it on and off for the last several podcasts, but this chart really brings it to light, and I encourage anybody to click on it when they listen to the podcast this time. The deals are going way down. I mean, from about 1,500 back in 2011, 2012, and even in 2016, it was about 1,500, and there's only been 284 deals done in 2019. So that'd be for 5 months, which is unfortunately a dismal return on trying to get investors involved in the mining market. So it's going to be tougher to raise money, but companies with good projects like we have should be able to continue to raise money if they need it. And there's more and more about recycling that's coming out all the time, and there's all kinds of articles which I'll append a couple to on this podcast that are talking about recycling and how important it is and who's involved and everything else. I would just like to say that in less than 3 years, we actually moved from you'd call it a walking dead company, from about $0.015 up to 38 almost overnight, and we've been maintaining a price since that day. But the thing that people don't realize is at the same time, when we did our proof of concept, we had $1 million in debt that we've cleaned off the books. There's no debt in the company. And, it's remarkable that we've raised an extra $6 million to progress and patent our recycling opportunity. So I couldn't be more excited about the milestones that the company has made. Certainly, I know people are impatient, but you don't file patents without doing a lot of work in the background, and then there's other patents that develop out of the current work you're doing, and then it causes changes in the patent applications, or actually filing of new patents. And so here we are, a company that was underwater less than 3 years ago, and now has a robust process for recycling batteries, which is really needed. And I'm talking about the electric vehicle batteries and the electronics in your handheld devices and laptops and those types of batteries. So it's a great time for the shareholders, and I think they'll realize some benefits here in the next year, starting earlier than that, I would hope. Because we are talking to a lot of very interested people, and I'm talking about companies and robust companies that mark their sales in the billions of dollars. So we're getting their proper attention. And I mentioned last podcast that we should be looking at doing a offtake agreement, and we've had some response on that. So. It couldn't get any better than that, Jim. I think we've accomplished a lot, and I've got some good appendices for this podcast, and stuff that I've been talking about that people have been pushing back on, the financing abilities of the companies. Since we started financing in 2016. It was about almost $5 billion raised, and then 2017, $2.6 billion, 2008, $4.6 billion, and 2018, $2.7 billion. And these are for all the companies in the mining space, and now is $635 million so far in 2019. So that tells me that maybe $1.5 billion or half of last year's will be raised this year. So, yes, we are in a spiraling market. Commodities are going down, and that's why it's so important to patent every aspect of reducing costs in our process. And we've done that. We've managed to come up with better technology at the end of our process, and this has held up the stages 3 to 5, but now we're working on stages 3 to 5. So, I hope that we're going to meet some deadlines here in the next couple of weeks, and I guess that's probably the end of my podcast for today. There's a holiday in the U.S. Markets on Monday, but we'll be in here on Monday. We don't take U.S. holidays, and because the Toronto Stock Exchange and the venture will be open on Monday, and U.S. will be open again on Tuesday. So I wish everybody a great weekend, and I hope that they look at the appendices, the attachments, because there's some good information in there on recycling, as well as what I've talked about on how the financings are going in the mining community.
Larry, where are you traded and under what symbols?
We're traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture under the symbol AMY. We're traded in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF. And we're traded in the Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM, where you can reach us at 778-574-4444. You can go to our website at AmericanManganeseInc.com and get all the latest news and updates, or email me at lreaugh, LREAUGH, at amymn.com.
Larry, thanks for the update.
You're welcome, Jim.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on May 24th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.